happy readers. Today we're going to talk about Control by Lydia Kang. So, what is this book about? We've been talking about this on Instagram, on Goodreads, on everywhere. And by we, I mean Pullin' Banana Books, Jessie the Reader, Ariel Bissett, Catty-tastic, and I, and we've been pushing this book hardcore because we really enjoy this and thought that it was really cool and it looked super awesome and intriguing, and of course it was. It lived up to the hype and then some. I thought it was super fast-paced and super wonderful. So basically in this book you've got Zelia, who is our main character who we're following. You've got her sister Delia and her dad, and they're all living together, and there's an accident, and so Zelia and Delia get separated, and a lot of dark secrets and a lot of things that Zelia didn't know about before, basically. There are these teenagers who, when they were babies, when they were born, were discarded by their parents because they weren't exactly human-like. There's a guy who has 6 arms, 8 arms, something like that. There's a girl who is kind of like a plant. You got Marka, who has a super sensing ability of smell, words, and you got a couple other people. There's a guy with an extra head, and several other people with super awesome abilities and things like that, but you know, their parents were like, they're not normal, I can't keep you. And so Marka, who is kind of like the Miss Peregrine slash Professor Xavier, let's go there. Everybody's been calling it kind of like X-Men, but for real, let's go there. There's this other group that wants to take these people and experiment on them and all of the crazy stuff. I feel like in the next book we'll learn a lot more about that group. So Zelia is this sciencey minded kind of girl, and she reminds me of myself if I was into science, but mostly because she's an older sister and her she's kind of judgmental to her younger sister, which I definitely was in high school. I was definitely like that older sister that was like, I know better, you should not be doing this, you should be doing this, and da-da-da-da. And Zelia, yes, I totally understand where she's coming from, and I know it can probably come up as being kind of sticklery, but you know, and totally with her just kind of following along with whatever her dad was doing, I was like, hold up, that's where I stop relating for a bit, until she breaks that and is like, I need to revert back to my sciencey stuff and my knowledge being my power. Basically, Zelia decides she's gonna take the reins on her own life and use her knowledge to do awesome things. She doesn't overload you with too many like science fiction-y new terminologies. Thankfully there's just a couple. There's a couple that you kind of have to grasp, especially with like the ear studs and the hollow things. It's just I think it's just called a hollow. There's a couple of them that you just have to learn and stick to it and be like, what? Because I still was like, I don't understand the hollow studs. It just sounds weird. It sounds like an earring, but it's like her earpiece or whatever. Liz does not read a lot of science fiction. Overall, I thought this was a really great book. I definitely cannot wait for the next one, and oh my goodness, it definitely wraps up in a place that you're just like, you could read this as one book, but I feel like with the pacing and with the characters and being as emotionally invested as I am in these characters, I definitely want to read the next book. So please don't forget to join us on February 22nd on Pullin' Bananas Books for a live show at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and can't wait to talk to you guys about this book. And thank you to everybody who's joined in on this conversation of #WeWantControl on Twitter, Tumblr, YouTube, in the Goodreads group and whatnot. Just thank you so much. It's been such a great time, and I can't wait to do this again. Oh my gosh, it's been so much fun to interact with everybody and read the same book, because yeah, we read a lot of the same books, but not all the time is it at the exact same time, and being able to talk about it so in depth, because I feel like I got to understand the book a lot better through reading the Goodreads comments and interacting with you guys on there. And if you haven't gone over there, there's basically there's not chapter by chapter, but there's like chunk by chunk. So there's like 4 different, like, you know, chapter 1 through 8, and then so on and so forth, and so definitely go check that out. It's a lot of fun to see everybody interacting over there, and I hope you all have a great day and keep reading.